Hello, hello, Teaquilters. Today is Wednesday, November 15th, 2023. It is 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we're here for live chat today. Today I have a mini haul, and I am working on t-shirt quilts, and I'll talk a little bit about that because I still keep getting questions about that. And yeah, if you're new here to the channel, watching this as an upload later, please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. Also, hit the thumbs up button for me. I'd appreciate that as well. And I see Darcy is here saying hi, T and all quilters. Make sure you give T her thumbs up. And if you're new here, please subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications when T is here for us. Also, check out the Facebook page. It's Teaquilts LLC. You will have to answer 3 questions in order to be allowed into the group, just to make sure that it isn't robots or spammers trying to get into the group. Let's see. Got Beverly Akins here. Melinda C, Nikki B, Zandra, Betsy, Sandy, Tinanyi, Diane, Remo JS, saying also to give T your thumbs up to show your love and support. Thank you, ma'am. Minnie Dula, Kathleen Champ, Cynthia Shade. Thank you, T says that her rent's paid. She's hit the thumbs up button. Francis Jackson, Kevin the Quilter. He's listening while he eats dinner. Bonita Nance is here. Jeff Galonia is here. I'm glad you're here because I'm showing something that I got from you. Well, sort of, kind of from you, but not directly. Miss Topaz and Sheila Willis. So yay. So while I got Jeff's attention, I'll go ahead and talk about that. My friend Jason, he won door prize at the guild meeting last month, and Jeff made 2 pincushions. Now, I have to say that my friend, even though he won, he took the prettiest pincushion, although they're both gorgeous. But it's hexagon shape. That's really pretty. And he did all of this handwork himself. So he not only got 1 pincushion, he gave him 2. Now, 1 pincushion is a good door prize. So Jason said, I don't really need 2. I go, well, give it to me. Give it to your friend. So I just want you to know, and I had it here to show anyway, but I'm glad you're in here, Jeff. Beautiful workmanship on this. I love it. I didn't know that you did handwork like this as well. I can do some embroidery by hand, but I hate it. It's a chore. And then also because I'm left-handed, most of the instructions are written in right hand when you're following somebody's design. But this is really, really pretty. It's a crazy quilt, kind of piecing on the top with stitches across the line. So really pretty. Gorgeous. So thank you. And thank Jason. So I have a pincushion. Hey Ray, how are you? Helena Carter is here. Deborah Quilts. See who else came in. Oh, he said he didn't make them. They were donated. Well, they're beautiful. So I thought you made them, but they're gorgeous. Whoever made them did a fantastic job. Okay, he said it was mentioned in the newsletter. So Dolores Phelps is here. Judy Smith, Deborah Sims Brown, Joanne Lucas, and Maddie Barnum. So I'll wait on this box for a minute. When I went to the quilt shop last Saturday and then I came live, I had left my bag in the car. Y'all knew I bought something at the quilt shop because I try to support every quilt shop I walk into. I spent 40 bucks. I got 2 pieces of fabric that was out of the clearance section at, I got 3 yards of fabric. I got 2 yards of this batik right here. I don't have to open it up because it's kind of a repeat, but it is gorgeous colors. I love how the blue, it's blue, yellow, and I mean blue, green with highlights of the yellow between the two colors. That, you know, blue and yellow, makes green, you know, something like that. If I can get it out right. So that was that one. And then this one was $8.50. So this was $9 a yard. I bought 2 yards. And then this one I just thought was really pretty and would make a nice background fabric. And it had those little bitty umbrellas. If they had been bigger, I wouldn't have bought it. But I felt like if you cut it up, you might could still see in some pieces that it's an umbrella. I just thought it was pretty and it was different. Let's see who this one is made by. We don't know who boutiques are made by. Well, on the receipt, it says it's Robert Kaufman, called Bermuda, on this batik fabric. This one is 100 Years, created by Andover Fabrics, 2020. Pattern number 9505. I thought the name had something to do with umbrella on the boat. It's called April Showers. 9505. April Showers. So I just thought it was one of those little delicate prints. I don't know if I'll use it to make something out of it for jersey or if I'll use it as a background print. And I got a pattern. Trying to make sure this pattern was $10.95. So before I buy patterns, I tend to look and see if I can get them off Checkers first, so I can get them at wholesale pricing. They did not have this one. When we went shop hopping in Houston, Texas, somebody got a bat pattern, somebody got a pumpkin pattern, and I wanted the ghost pattern because I thought maybe all 3 of them would look really cute in a quilt all together, in a row by row quilt of some kind. I don't know if that's going to work out with all the patterns, but I thought it's worth giving a try. So that's why I bought this. It's called Boo by the Pattern Basket. Margot Lancudoc. I don't know what this is. Lancudoc Designs. Look up there, see her name. I have no idea, but you should be able to find it if you look up the Pattern Basket, and it's just called Boo. So I got that one. I was actually looking for this one at the quilt show because I didn't buy it at the store we were at. I bought some other stuff, and then when I got to the quilt show, I wanted it, but of course I didn't want to go back to the quilt shop. Well, I couldn't because I was working anyway. So that's what I got from, name of the store is So Sweet Quilt Shop in Brunswick, Missouri. Hi, C Joy Creations, Mary F. Who else? Okay. Diane says beautiful pink cushion. Minnie says, didn't you say you collect pin cushions? Yes, I have. The whole shelf over my long arm is filled with pin cushions. So, and some of them, every once in a while, I do decide to use them, and then every once in a while, they go up for the collection. So, that's pretty cool. Sue GSD is here saying, hello, my quilting family. 223 days until the most fabulous coming together of talented quilters. Yes. And I did something 2 days ago, I guess Monday, and it's going to take probably up to 2 weeks for it to arrive. So I'm interested in sharing that with you guys. I did something for retreat, so I'll share it later. C Joy Creations is here. Vivian Calvi. I love them both, but the umbrella fabric is too cool. Yeah, I was like, and it was so weird for me because I buy novelty prints, but not all the time. And when I buy novelty prints, like I could still use it as an I Spy. It's just going to be a lot of umbrellas. But for some reason, it just seemed cute to me. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but it seemed really pretty. And I just had to have at least a yard. And I was glad it was on sale. Otherwise, I don't think I would have even saw it, because when I go to quilt shops and I'm trying to just buy something to support, I prefer to buy something off clearance if I like anything. And that's the one thing about this shop. They had a whole room of clearance items. And most times I go to people's clearance sections in their store, it looks like it's stuff that they don't even sell. If you look at the rest of the store, it's like they went and bought 20-year-old closeout fabric and put it on sale just so that they could have a sale section. Whereas this store, it was like various different lines. It was a lot in there that I liked that I could have bought. I just had to put blinders on. And they had like a whole shelf or two. They could have had top and bottom of that shelf that was just boutique. So yeah, I like when I can go to a store and they have real sale items. Hey, Carissa. Janice is here. Donette's here. The boo pattern is so cute from Darcy. And then Nikki says, I love that shop. I've been there a few times. Yes. I haven't even done the schedule yet. I need to call one of my stores that I want to put on my route. They don't open till 10. I need a store to at least have the owner or somebody there at 9, just so we can come in. And then when the rest of their staff come in at 10, everybody has already done their shopping, and then we can continue on our way. Because the stores are kind of distance apart. So I need for them to open, and that's what I keep forgetting to do, is to call my first store and see if they can open at 9 instead of 10. I need to talk to the owner. And I also was thinking maybe I just need to do a road trip. Another road trip, right? Sometimes you get stuff better in person than on phone. So I can't schedule my bus. I want to schedule my bus, but I can't schedule it because I need to know what time we're going to leave. That's the kind of stuff, when they give you pricing, you need to have at least your time straight. So, but yeah, again, we're waiting on this box. So in the interim, I will go ahead and open this box, which is what I didn't need, okay? There is no excuse for this one other than the word SALE. It was on sale. That's the only excuse. And I have a lot of Tula Pink fabric, but I don't really buy her lines when they come out. So they had some of this on sale. And I don't know if we're going to have prices in here or not, but let's see. Got a piece of paper in here. That's really nice. I can use that and cut out some squares for some paper piecing. Okay. Oh, they do have it. It's at the bottom. This is from the Fat Quarter shop. Let's see. Does it have a date that I actually purchased this? So you all could know. It was on November 8th, so it was a week ago. Might still be on sale. Who knows? I bought half yards of fabric, and it ranged from, one of them only was $3.44 a yard. No, two of them was $3.44 for a half yard, because I bought most of them half yards. And then the highest was $4.38. Okay, so I bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 half yards and 1 yard. So it looks like they put them all into this bag, maybe. Oh, they're wrapped up. Okay, so I got a yard of this stripe. I'm looking at it like, huh? I'm not going to open it up because it's just a stripe and it's kind of reading very orange here. In my face, it could be a dark coral or maybe a flat orange, but it's looking orangier than it is in person up there. And this 1 yard of stripes is called True Colors Wildfire Tiny Stripes. So this would be used if I want to do a border or something like that, and then I can make it so that the stripes are going on a diagonal by cutting it on the bias. Thinking of bias, Remo JS, did you figure out how to cut your fabric on the bias? And then these are 6 half yards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So again, I only shop what was on sale because I don't need this. I do like adding some different fabrics into my Tulip Pink collection. But she says yes. But I don't want to be buying it at regular price. So this one here, I have to read the salvage because they are all kinds of stuff up here. So let's see. What do we have here? This is called Lucy. Daydreamer Lagoon Lucy is what this one is. Okay. I got to fold somewhere. Maybe it don't want to go that way. We'll fold it another way. This next one is called Little Jaguars from Daydreamer as well. Most of these are Daydreamers. And I don't know if that's right side up or not. It looks like it is. So that's 2. Number 3 is Daydreamer Forbidden Fruit Snacks. And it's the kiwi. Does it say kiwi on here? It says it on my paper. It says it on my paper. Doesn't say it on the fabric piece down, the piece I got anyway. So little bitty pineapples. I do have some of this fabric because I bought a kit that has it in there that I got the kit cheaper than buying the fabric. And so I thought maybe I might need some bigger pieces if I want to make the quilt bigger, or if I want to use the fabric that's in there and then make these my border pieces. This is this is not kiwi. This is the same fabric, Forbidden Fruit, but it is Mojito. Must be a color. I posted the block on Facebook. Yeah, that's right. I didn't know what you were trying to do it for. Use it on. You're correct. You did, Remo. I like to fold with the selvage so I can read it on the outside. So I can at least see it. And then this one is Sundays. DAZE Sundays. Right here. It's got a rainbow in the sun rays. And then the last one, half yard. Let's see what it's called. It's Parisville. And what is Parisville calling this? pistachio Spencer stripe. So this is it. Olive Tulip Pink's fabric is printed by Free Spirit. And I have to say, I do like the feel of it because sometimes I can get K-Facet fabrics. Some of the older ones, some of them feel kind of thin to me. So I do like that these, I like the weight of the Free Spirit fabric now. So yeah, so that's those. And then this yard was all in this bag. I don't know if I need to put it back in the bag, but at least it'll keep it all together, right? And then they had a fat quarter bundle, and they don't have the number on here. The Besties fat quarter bundle, and it was 80 bucks. And I thought for the number of fat quarters that were included that was a good price, because I like to pay. I really like paying, like, for good fabric, like $2, $2.50 a fat quarter. So we'll see how many fat quarters is in this fat quarter bundle I have. And then this total, they do add tax at the fat quarter shop, was $9.24. I think I need to go in there and make an account so they can quit charging me tax. But I haven't done that. So let's look at some of these Besties. So this looks like their own fat quarter bundle that they put together. Well, I don't know. It's pink edges on the fold cut. So I'm thinking that it's their fat quarter bundles. And look at, look at all this. It is so heavy. I'm going to do it just like this and show you the fold of all of these. But just beautiful colorway. And I don't know if all of them are included in here. I hope they are. But let's see how many it is first. So let's do that. So I can know what I paid per fat quarter, because I can't remember. Okay, it's 22 fat quarters here. People saying pretty and beautiful fabric. Nikki said I bought some of the rainbows just this Sunday. This like this. That Sunday says it is cute, and Besties is new. I have it. Okay. Yeah, it's got 22 fat quarters. So I'll show you some of the line if you haven't seen it. I'm thinking that these are fat quarter shop is cutting their own fat quarter bundles, because like I said, it has a pink line where the fold, where you cut across the fold, and instead of a straight line, it's pink. I don't know if you all can see that. This is going to be a mess, but let's keep going. Small hearts. I'm going to refold them anyway, because I don't like my fat quarters folded like this. They won't stay like this. Because I don't know if I'm going to use them all together, or if I need just some light of tulip pink, I can come in and just pick the light ones or the dark ones or whatever. This is alligators. Something. Oh, he's cute. The dog and the fire hydrant. And then this one, I think they're all over the place, so they're not directional unless you cut it. Then it could be directional. And oh, little bunnies. Hey, Erlene, welcome to the chat. Oh, cute bunnies. And then all kinds of animals. And different colorway. Yeah, different colorways now for these last three. And this one is different. It's got fish. Oh, buried treasure. This one is different. Best friend. It's what's written on the locket. Different colorway of the dogs and the fire hydrant. Hi, Pearl Medina. Different colorway of the hearts. Different colorway of best friend. Hey, Kim R. She says it's a turtle. Okay, let me go back. I'm looking at it from the back. That's why I said a gator or something. This one here, right? It is a turtle. Thank you, Kim. I thought it looked a little peculiar because it's a turtle. Another colorway. All the animals, different colorway. I like her colors. I have to say that they're pastels when I normally do jewel tones. So I do like working with tulip colors because it gets me out of my jewel tone mode. This is another duplicate of the buried treasure with the fish. Another color with the hearts. Ooh, we got lime green. Lime. And another colorway. I don't know what this critter is. Is it a... I don't know if it's a dog or if it's an outside critter. Feet look like hands. I don't know what this is. It's not a raccoon. It could be, what's the other animal? I'm blocking what the other animal is, but they are, should I turn it this way or this way? Either way, it kind of turned all kinds of ways on the fabric. So what's that animal? Hi, Davis Duvall. Welcome to the chat. Hi, Q Covington. Rachel Sears, and Charlotte Hall is here. Hamster. Okay. I'm like, what is that? Thanks, Nikki and Remo. Because I'm like, what is this? This hand, this paw, it looked like it could be a dog or something, but then the hand is open like a human hand. Like, that's not a dog paw. Charlotte Hall's here saying hello to you fellow quilters. Thank you for interviewing O.V. Brantley during the quilt show. It was the best. Thank you. It was an honor to do that. And very informative. And then the last piece in the 22-piece bundle is this. So, was it a deal? Yes, for Tula Pink, because her fabric costs more. But it's not the best deal on the planet, but I got better deal on the yardage. But this stuff wasn't in the sale other than in the bundles, I think. The best besties. But you never know what's in there now. But I got some extra fabrics that I can add. And again, I'll be refolding those because I don't put my fat quarters up the way that they sent them to me. So all my newbies in the chat that's chatting tonight, welcome to the live chats. Make sure you give T a thumbs up from Darcy. Thank you so much. And a lot of people are saying that the fabrics is pretty. I'm still waiting on this box, seeing if somebody else comes in. I did order a few things from Checkers. And that's because at the quilt show, instead of me, the only thing I bought at the quilt show was this, and I paid regular price for, and then I went on Checkers because the queen size is only 92 inches, and I decided to just go ahead and order another one because I make my queen size quilts bigger than 92 inches wide for pillow top bed. 92 inches wide, and plus having some extra 4 inches, so total of 8 inches on each side just wasn't going to cut it. So I went ahead and just bought another bag at wholesale price instead of retail. And but what I was saying was, when I go to quilt shows, I really don't buy anything that I can buy wholesale. I'll just open up, what I do is open up on my phone one of my notes, and I just put in everything that I want. So I tend to check everything on Checkers before I make a purchase when I'm at quilt shows, just because I get it cheaper. I'm no longer just there as a regular quilter. I'm also there as a business person. And where are the dogs and cats? The dogs was in there, but I didn't see any cats. Like I said, I think this was Fat Quarter Shops making bundles, probably of what they had left over. Deborah Holloway is here. Q says, T, will you attend QuiltCon this year? Probably will not. I'm going on a cruise. QuiltCon is earlier in February. I'm coming back from an 18-day cruise. I don't think I'm going to be in the mood to be even on if I flew, to be locked up with other people that soon. Because I have to see when I come back, but I have a strong feeling that it's going to be no. That's where I'm at. So some of the things that I saw while in Houston that I ended up purchasing, and I do need to contact this company because I ordered a pattern from them and I got to figure out what company that is. I got to go look through my charges, but they never sent me the pattern, so I'm going to have to call them. They didn't tell me I was going to have to call them to get my pattern, so I haven't gotten it. I saw Auntie's 2 patterns, cork totes, open top or zippered top. And I liked it because it had a zipper at the top and that it's made out of cork. So I got that one. Also, Jen Kingwell was there, and this was the one pattern that I was looking for that she didn't have. Chain of Fools. We were there on opening night, so she just didn't have this one there. So I just bought it because I could. Probably could have figured that one out, but I wanted to support her. She came all the way to the States. This one is called the Spooky Sampler Quilt. Features traditional piecing and raw edge applique. So that is this one here. By Melissa Mortensen Sewing Patterns. Spooky Sampler Quilt. Woo! This is what I bought 3 patterns from Charisma Horton. Y'all know I'm supposed to have my fan on. Why y'all didn't tell me? Y'all just leaving me to struggle. Okay. So I know we're doing and I haven't even worked on it yet. I need to create a group. That's what I keep forgetting to do. I need to work. We're going to do what's the name of that pattern again? Dresden Village pattern. But I thought I like Charisma Horton's patterns, and they are challenging, and she has them set up for an 8-month block of the month. Now, I only bought one of each of these to see if anybody was interested, and then maybe doing a vote, or maybe I should just show one because it's going to be too many votes. But I do like her patterns. This one here is number 1 option. And she's one of those designers that do use all solid fabrics. And the first quilt, let me see what the size is. 96 by 96 for this first one. 96 by 96. They all well, no, they're not. This one is 96 by 96. Fabulous. The first one was illustrious. This one is fabulous. And this one is Spring's Promise. And this one is the one that's a little smaller. I'll get you the measurements here. It is 65 by 85. Judy Smith says, I already gave my thumbs up. Got my second shingle shot yesterday. So she's going off to watch. She'll watch the repeat. So good night, Judy. Sharon Lewis is here. Leetta Bryant. And welcome to the chat, ladies. And then Bonita says that I have the Auntie's toe pattern. I want to try it. I got all kinds of cork I need to be trying to use up. So somebody said they like the first 2. So choose between the first 2. And this one, probably since I'm going on a cruise, I think we should start like March and then finish. If it's 8 months, finish March. We'll finish in November, right? Yeah, November, right before Christmas. So it won't finish in December at least. So pick one of the first 2. Kim says she's been wanting to try Carissa Horton option 1 was pretty, but they all are hard to choose. Are there any patterns that are beginner friendly? These are traditional quilt blocks, and it is easy. It just looks more complicated than it is, and that's because it's just is because of how she's creative with how you're putting it together with the piecing and how she's making those colors move around the quilt. Everything, this is more beginner friendly than this. This one right here. This one is very small pieces. I think when you have a sewing challenge and sew alongs, I feel like you should learn something. And so even though this looks very complicated, it's probably not as complicated as it looks, because you're going to be making various blocks during the month. You're going to be making various filler pieces during the month. I have not looked at it, so let me look at it. I have never done one of her patterns, and I've always wanted to do it too, just like Kim says. So yeah, it does have some small pieces in some parts, like the center part is really tiny pieces on this one, and probably on the other one too. But it is a 96-inch quilt, which would fit a queen bed. And she's having you, the way she's having you piece stuff is section by section. So you make all of your stars of one type of star. And then you make your half square triangle blocks. Some of your half square triangle blocks got piecing on the other one side of the half square triangle and then one solid piece on the other. So it's very doable. It's piecing, and it does, some of it is going to be small pieces. But in the end, you got to challenge yourself. For something to be 8 months and we're making, say, disappearing 9-patch blocks, that's not going to be very challenging. So you do want to do something when you're doing a sew along that's going to be something that needs group to keep you motivated, that's going to use that group to learn something. Because if you don't know how to do something, you can always ask within that group and get some help, be it from me or more other advanced quilters in the group. So I look at challenges a little bit different. I don't think they should be just making a tumbler quilt. We can do that in a month. That's a 1-month challenge. But when I'm looking for something that's more of a year-long project or almost a year, 6-month project, I want to look for something that's a little bit more challenging than just your basic quilt things. I want you to be making blocks and units that you haven't made before. So somebody says they like Fabulous, which is the darker one, over this one. Jason is here. Hi, Miss T and friends, watching, trying to get some work done. Welcome, Jason. Melody says hi, T and everyone. So those were from Checkers. One more thing from Checkers that I got that I saw at the show. Well, I didn't see this at the show. Let me correct that. On the Shop Hop, I went, and I'll see which one of these patterns I can get. So if you're interested in doing these, just let me know, because I don't want to over order on these patterns, and then I'm sitting here with all these patterns. Let's see what they charge for those. They retail for $32, I think. And it's like an 8-month block of the month, but you got all the months at one time. All of them are the same price, so it doesn't matter which one, and they're all set up for 8 months. Christine H is here saying hi to you and everyone. Oh, she's shopping for Thanksgiving. I'm making a cake, and if I don't go anywhere, I'll just sit at home and eat cake. All right. What I did get was Havel's Sewing has a fabric cutter that's 27 by 6 inches wide. And I did not see this at the quilt show because I didn't even go to Havel's booth. So I don't know if they had it there or not, but I got it off of Checkers. This thing is $60. So I thought I would give it a try. I saw it being used in the quilt shop to cut yardage, like when people were ordering fabric. It's got a little something here. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna have to do some reading, right? I'm gonna take it out the box here. Hold on, it's coming towards you. Okay, so it's got this little purple thing right here. I don't know what that is. They got it taped down. It's inside of a bag, so that's good. And I'm making sure it's not tied down anywhere. So they do have instructions. Blade in lock position, blade in unlock position, okay? And you're basically just putting this where you want to cut and pressing down. The thing is, I have to really learn where this blade is. I'm trying to figure out if the blade came in the unlock position. came in the open position. I have no idea. It looked like it was traveled in the open position. I don't know. So I'm going to have to read on this. I'm not going to do anything because I know not what I'm doing. All I saw was them putting this down and they were using it to cut. The other thing is it's not made for left-handed, so I'm so used to converting myself over to right-handed measurements that I don't even worry about it anymore. But it's mostly for right-handed people. I still got that piece on there I got to get off. I don't even know what it is. But it has a rotary blade underneath. This is what I was looking at. And I don't know if it's open or closed or if I'm supposed to spin this thing or what. But it has a little rotating thing on here that I can move it. So I'm thinking that that's the closed position. But we shall see when I get going on here because it slides either way. So you're basically cutting with this, pressing down, and I don't want to press down because I'm not sure if I'm in the open or closed position. It looked like I got a safety thing on here. So that's good right here. That's preventing that blade from going down. And I'm not going to take it up right now until I read the instructions. It's right here. And I will be doing a review on this to see how this works. So this will be very interesting. So yeah, Havel's fabric cutter. And it's just like, and I used this a lot when I was doing paper piece and this type of cutter, like Fiskars, stuff like that. But nobody on that side had anything that would really cut fabric. And I don't understand why, because it's just a rotary blade. So I'm interested in knowing how long does this blade stay, especially if a quilt shop was using them and they had them in all the cutting sections. And it was a mother-daughter quilt shop, had been in business for many years. So if they're using it, I feel like it must be a decent product. I did not do any research at all on this product, so it's going to be interesting what happens. We shall see. Hey, Veronica and Gloria. Thank you. Mary saying, love your pink shirt. Good color on you. Okay, Bonita says, I can order her one of the first two. Okay. So I think that's what we're going to do is pick one of the two. I think people were liking the darker one. I kind of like the center. People like the darker one better, the Fabulous. But I personally like the Illustrious better. Because the center is more intricate. This one looks more intricate around the outside. So you're still going to get some stuff going on. So, yeah. I'll see which one of these they have the most patterns of, and then I'll buy, because I had to wait 3 months just to get this one. And so when I ordered one, they went and ordered more, but I don't know how many they ordered. So I'll pick one that has the most in stock, and then I'll go from there, since people don't care which one they make. And eventually I'll probably make them all eventually before I pass away from this earth, hopefully. We shall see. All of my 2000s projects to do in the future, right? All right, Kim. So I got 1, 2, 3, and 4 with myself. So I got Bonita, Kim, and Remo, and then myself. Thank you, Gloria. Says she's glad that you and your crew is back safe and sound. Yes, indeed. And David says he has the one from Fiskar, so that's cool. See, at the time, I haven't been in the stores in a while. And at the time, they were only making them for paper, which I thought was very weird. They didn't have this thing on the bottom to keep your fabric from moving so much. So, yeah. um, Deborah says I would get one. Let me see if I can find something in here. I do have my round robin people. I just haven't sent anything out, but I do have the 10 people for that. People were asking if I was going to do any more. I don't know if there's going to be another 5 people that want to get into a group. Let me see. Let me put charisma on here. Anita. And then I don't know if Minnie saying she wants Fabulous. I'm not sure what that means. And I got Deborah Sims Brown. I have to write down your whole name because it's a whole lot of Deborahs, and Debbies in this group. So you get your whole name, girl. And I'll try to see if I can get Fabulous. Okay, I got Dolores Phelps. Okay, and see Joy Creation saying she want to try. Okay, so I'll see which one I can get, and I can try to look at it now. Let's see. Nothing like making a decision right here on the spot, right? Oh my goodness. I didn't want to buy it because I didn't know they didn't have them in stock when I ordered them because it said they had them in stock. And then when I ordered it, it said it was on back order. You know how things go. And so then I wasn't sure if they were going to even get them because it took them months to get it. But when I saw that it was more of them in stock, I was like, okay, maybe I can do one of these as a sew along. So let's just put in her name and search on it and see what comes up. I see much better close up without the glasses. Since I'm looking for more than one, I just searched for all of her patterns. She's got quite a few. Okay, Fabulous. And they got the nerve to have it on sale. $1.60 off wholesale. They say there's 7 of those in stock, and I got 8 people on my list because I already got one. So that's an option for Fabulous. Let's go to Illustrious. Come on, have it, have it. I'll search for it, see if it comes up under his name. All right, it didn't come up under her name, but it came up. And it says it's currently out of stock. That's why it didn't come up. That is Illustrious. Um, So C Joy is number 8. So we've got 9. Okay, so Minnie was voting. So I'm gonna scratch out Minnie and put in Joanne because she's next, if I'm not mistaken. Joanne Lucas. When I was young in school, they would call me by my whole name because there were so many Deborahs then. Yep. Louis Alford says, T, hi T, we love you and all the information you give us. Thank you, thank you. Anytime you have questions, you can always ask, even if it's off topic, I don't mind. Unless I'm like presenting something, then I just ask people to wait till the end and I will say that at the beginning. But otherwise, you can ask me anything, anytime. So that was Joanne that I just put down. And Vivian Calvi is wanting in. So she's number 9. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to order. Even though they only got 7 in stock, I'm going to order 8. Oh, this is the wrong one. I got to go back to Fabulous. We're doing Fabulous because Illustrious is out of stock. And if they got more than one, it sure went fast. So I'm going to do Fabulous. Add to cart. Okay. What else is in my cart? Because it's saying I got 2 things in here. Oh, it was trying to put the Illustrious in there too. I don't want that one. We can take that one out. And then it's saying insufficient quantity, only 7 available. But we'll figure that out. So I'll put the 7 in there. Update this thing so the red can go away. And then I'll have to find something else to buy so I can buy them before other people get them. Okay. I'm so confused, Minnie. She's saying, but she want in. Girl, your name was number 5, and I cut you out when you said you was voting only. And Darcy, oh, Darcy was up at the top too. Let me see where Darcy's name came in. After C Joy. C Joy was number 8. So because what I'm hoping will happen is since we're not going to start till April, I'm hoping that they will order, once I order these, they'll order some more. Trying to make sure I got everybody. Sorry, guys. Okay. So I got 10 people on the list, including me. Well, 11, because I got an 8A and an 8B. Darcy is 8B. She came after C Joy. C Joy was number 8. Okay. So let me see. I don't have anything in my cart. I normally have other stuff in my cart that I can order. I'm just going to leave it right here for a minute until I get off of here because I'm not going to be on here much longer. I was hoping that Claudette would make it on Wednesday. She does volunteer work where she feeds the less fortunate. I don't know if they're homeless, but she does work with a feeding group. Claudette sent this box here. And I just wanted to share what's in it. Claudette Bettis. Cute flowers on the front. She says, thanks for all you do. You are so generous with your time and talent. Says, hello T. These are my contributions to the door prizes for the 2024 Teaquilts retreat. The fabric, she said it was gifted to her, but I do not think I will be using it. I do hope someone else can. So that's really sweet of her, because she could have done anything with it. And I wasn't going to show it, but I'm going to show this because everybody is not going to get one of it, so you can see it, you know. So I guess I didn't open it. I just opened the box because I had to ask her. So she's put in one of these bitty buddies, which I have here, these purple things. They're really trash cans, and you use the elastic on the back that closes it to hang onto a hook or something, like a purse hook, and it's your trash can when you're out sewing or at home. You can use them at home. I use them a lot for quilt raffles, for drawing. I do keep the bag to put it back in because I find this elastic just don't want to stay on them. My opinion, that's something that the gypsy quilter can work on with that. I find that they're hard to close back, so I find it easier to just put them back into the bag. So I never throw my bag away now. I think I threw away 2 and then realized that I should be keeping my bag, so I keep them now. And then she has some solid jelly roll that's 24 pieces. Looks like it's 2 of each fabric color. So let me show you the colors. All the way to the coral. That's the last one. And, ooh, butterfly panel. Very pretty. Butterfly panels. I think they repeat on the other side. Let's make sure. Just in case. Might be different. They look different to me, I think. So that one's about a ½ yard or whatever the panel was. And this is the last piece. It looked like it's a lot of yards. It is Bathing Beauties by Laura Lee Harris for Laura Lee Designs. Pattern number 977, just in case. And I am not going to open it all the way up, but it's got various beautiful ladies in their bathing suits. Very whimsical print. And let's see about how much is it. So this is about 3/4 of a yard, 1.5. So I'd say it's about 3 yards of fabric. Make interesting tote bags and storage, those little where you put your vinyl in the front, your storage pockets. They would make cute bags like that. So thank you, Claudette. Again, I wasn't going to show it, and then I decided to go ahead and show it because it's not like everybody will win. It'll just be put out for those random gifts where I don't have one for everybody. So thank you so much for the donation. It's really nice. All right, and I think that's it. Oh, I didn't even talk about the t-shirt stuff. I am in the process of making t-shirt quilts. I don't want to put this on the floor, my ruler here, so it's kind of in the way, but it's going to stay there for a minute. I am working on commission quilts, and I guess I had in 2020 March, right before the weekend of, I think they told us on Saturday that we should all stay at home for COVID in early March. But there was a line dancing event that started Thursday, and people probably started arriving on Wednesday. So they were already together by the time that the US government announced about COVID. And so all of these people were at parties. And I'd say by May, we started hearing about a lot of the people that were at that party had contacted COVID, and a good majority of those people had also passed from COVID. So it was a pretty hard time because it was some really, really popular people. Line dancing, urban line dancing, it's just like quilters, where we travel and go to quilt shows. Every weekend, you probably got 3 different events that you could choose to go to. If you wanted to go to something every weekend, you could go. You could do that. It's that many events around the USA in line dancing. And so this guy, he was not only a line dancer, he was also an instructor. He was also a DJ, and he was also a line dance choreographer. So he was very prominent in line dancing. Line dancing actually started in Detroit, which is where they were also from. And when he passed, I waited like a week because I try to give people their privacy when somebody passed. I just first gave my condolences to her and told her that if she needed anything to let me know. Sent her a card in the mail, and that was it. And then a week later, because I think I waited maybe 2 weeks later, because they weren't even releasing bodies, so they weren't doing any funerals at that time because they didn't even know what COVID was all about. So she hadn't had any services. But I also then just messaged her on Facebook and told her that if she, you never know somebody's grieving process. It could be a month, it could be a year, and sometimes people feel like they need to clean things out in order to move on. And you don't ever take anybody's status for granted. So what I wanted to do was for her to save his t-shirts before she threw them out. And I knew she wouldn't keep his t-shirts because she had the same t-shirts he had. And she wouldn't have known that she could make quilts for her and or her family. So I wanted to make sure she didn't toss those shirts away. So I just sent her an email saying, please don't get rid of Bill's shirts. His name, we call his line dance name was Dollar Bill. His name is Bill, so that's where he got the nickname from, Dollar Bill. And I said, please don't throw away his shirts. As a gift for you, in memory of him, I will make you a line dance quilt out of his t-shirts. Well, I didn't know he had been line dancing for years. I knew that, but I didn't know how many t-shirts he had. She sent me 3 large, like extra storage clothing bags full of shirts. And so I said, girl, you got way more shirts here than what I need. And she did take one bag that she put just the shirts that she wanted in her quilts. And then she had shirts that she was asking me if I would make 2 for 2 of her kids, because she couldn't do them all she can't pay for all of them at the same time. So I'm going to do a commission quilt for her for free. And then she wanted me to do 2 other shirts for 2 of the children. She's got more that I'm going to be making later. I'm going to keep everything. She had somebody that was at a line dancing event just this year. I think it was like June or July or something like that. July. And so I got the shirts in July. So it took her a process for her. And she felt like, she said she had to finally start cleaning things out because she felt like, you know, he was still there. She was starting to get rid of things. And so she was just trying to move some stuff. She had the boys come over and get any of his clothing because he was a very good dresser as well. So, so I've been working on these t-shirt quilts. I'm working on the 2 that she's given to her son and daughter. I have not even started hers yet. And the reason why I started on those, because I figured maybe she might want to give them to them at Christmas or something when, things are a little bad like that. She wants hers a little bigger I normally do twin size quilts in t-shirt sizes, and she wants hers in a queen size. So I told her I'll do these two first, and then I'll go back and do the other ones. So that's what's going on here. The question I keep getting asked is about stabilizer on t-shirts. And I have a video. If you just put in Teaquilts t-shirt stabilizer, it will come up. And I did like a 30-minute video where I talked about the different types of stabilizers at the time that were available that you could get like from your local Joann's almost. And then I showed you in actual usage how that stabilizer affects the shirts. Now I use SF 101 because I didn't have any of the cheaper ones that I use for knits at home. And the only reason I used it was because I had it at home, and I'm already running out of time, and I had to use it. But it is one of the most expensive. It's like $10 a yard. When I bought my last boat, I also buy stabilizer by the boat, because if you do a lot of t-shirt quilts, you're going to use a lot of stabilizer. So therefore, I don't have to run to the store to get anything. I can just start working from home. But I was out of the kind that you use for knit. That's what I prefer to use because it's a cheaper price point. So that means I make more money because I'm using a lower product, lower end product. However, I always try to buy my stabilizers when Joann's have interfacings on sale, 50% or more. Sometimes around Christmas, they might have it 60 or 75% off. Used to be really good sales at Joann's. I've noticed that the sales aren't as great as they used to be. But there was times that I would pay 75% off the regular price. Then this interfacing wasn't quite so expensive. So that's why another reason I didn't mind using it, because every time I buy it, I get it normally at 60% or more off. I know since then, because this has been pre-COVID, I haven't bought any stabilizer pre-COVID. I've had enough here to do what I needed to do for my last quilt. I'm sure it's gone up because I paid $9.99. I can't imagine that anything is the same price pre-COVID. So that's what I wanted to answer the question. I prefer to use the knit kind, and when I put the knit kind, you know, your t-shirts stretch this way. They stretch this way, not this way. So when I put the stretch on, I put the stretch going up and down on the interfacing that's knit. So the stretch is going this way and the non-stretchy is going this way. So it's stabilizing this stretch when I'm putting it into the quilt. If you put that stabilizer in and the stretch is going crosswise, just like this, then your shirt is not going to be stabilized. But if you turn it 1/4 turn and put that same stabilizer interfacing on your t-shirt, then it's going to stabilize that t-shirt at a lower price point. And I think like last time I checked those prices, it was like $4.49 or $4.99 a yard. So it just depends. But if you're interested in, I think I tested like 7 or 8 different interfacings, and I showed you hanging them up what they look like. There was one stabilizer that I used behind, that's a knit stabilizer that I use behind basketball jerseys, because they have little pinholes that if you use a white interfacing, that white is going to show underneath the pinhole. So I tell you which stabilizer that is as well. So if anybody is making t-shirt quilts, I know a lot of people hate making them. I think a lot of people hate making them because they don't know how to stabilize them properly. I love making them. However, I am never going to do a 2-sided t-shirt quilt. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not putting it on my long arm. I'm not going to do it. I do 1-sided t-shirt quilts, and then I call it a day. Let's see. Mary F was talking about getting in depending on how easy it is. And then she says, sounds like it's full. I'm going to order those patterns. Diane McCoy says, I have an older one. I love it. Was great for me when I first started to cut fabric and quilt. And I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know if Diane's behind us talking or what. I'm talking about t-shirt quilts. So I'm not sure what Diane's talking about. Christine says, my niece's uncle is a line dance instructor. He also attended a line dancing event and caught COVID. Others caught COVID and died. Yeah, she says, oops, I continue. He survived. I wonder if they were at the same line dance event. Most likely. Because it was like I think it was the first weekend in March of 2020. Hi, Irish Ale lady. So, yeah, so all I'm doing, and I was talking with her today, and I'm going to text her back really quick. So I got to get off of here. But his name was Dollar Bill, and I was trying to get more shirts into the thing because she had so many shirts, and she wants me to put more of his tag name into the quilts. Especially hers, she said, more hers. But I think I can figure out how to put a little bit more of these in the top and bottom border. And I might also be able to put them into the sides border, but then they'll be reading sideways, which is fine too. But he had, every time we got a line dance shirt, we put our name on the back of the shirt. So I'll look and see how many of those I have. I just put one in each quilt. I probably cut about 6 or 7, but I only put one each in a quilt because I was trying to put more t-shirts. But I think I still have room where I can probably add some into the top and bottom border, and I'll let her know that, because I think she wants his name in it more. And I just put it in there once so that these were for her kids, and I thought it wouldn't scream that it was his quilt, but it was his quilt, and she wants them to basically scream that it's his quilts and it's his shirt. So, and I fully understand that. I was just trying to put in more shirts instead of more tags, but I would love to make a t-shirt quilt, and I am still line dancing. That's pretty cool. I have a series where I did I think it was the Harley Treads quilt, where I did like a step-by-step video, and I think part 2 was when I was choosing interfacing. So part 1 must have been cutting the shirts, and then part 2 must have been interfacing, and then part 3 was when I was pressing and all of that. So if you just Google probably Harley Treads, you don't have to do that project, but you can just look at it at the beginning to see what step I'm telling you to do. And then I think it's a great video series. I made sure you knew everything you needed to know on how to make a t-shirt quilt. So what I basically did, and I don't even know if you can see it in here as much. I just took some strips. I used some scrap batiks, and then I just sewed them all together, no matter what size they were. I made sure that they were smaller than 15 inches because that's the width that I cut my shirts. And then, because I'm making, since this is not a custom where I'm cutting, it is semi-custom in a way, but I'm cutting everything into the same width. If it was a full custom, I would have cut like 1 inch extra around each shirt, and that on each side of the shirt, and that would have been it. On this, I cut everything 15 inches wide, and then however long it took for me to get the panel. And then I had to make sure all my rows ended up the same height. So in a way, it is semi-custom, but it's not one of those where I'm doing set-in seams, extra piecing. The only piecing I'm doing is where I'm trying to add more color into the quilt, because all the t-shirts have all these different colors. So I'm trying to add more color so that I balance out how all of these oddball t-shirts are going to go together. And I just had all those batik fabrics that I've gotten from Jane at, she gave us fabric at the So Busy retreat last year. And so I'm like, girl, use some of this stuff. So I went in there and pulled out anything that was larger, 3.5 inches or larger. And then I just started cutting those so that I could make these units. I'm thinking about going to the store tomorrow. I'm going to look and see if I can find a 108 that's colorful And then I'm going to use it. That's why I don't have the rows put together. I got both t-shirts here in this same condition. I have 3 rows of 4 shirts plus a dollar bill tag. And then I want to put sashing down the middle to connect the rows. So a sashing row down the middle, and then borders on sides and top and bottom. And that's where I'm thinking I want something colorful so I can just use one fabric and get it over with, and something that would be for a boy and a girl, so like rainbow type colors in a batik. If not, then I'll keep piecing these little sections together like this, and then I will just use those as my sashings and border if I need to. I got everything drawn out on what I need to cut and everything like that. So, and I think I can add at least at the top and bottom another dollar bill tag. At least it'll be 3, an odd number of them in the quilt top. So I think I'll do that. Thank you, Deborah. I know a lot of people hate making t-shirt quilts. I actually love it because of the stories that go behind any type of memory quilt that I make. I love it because of the story that's behind that memory quilt. Most of them are tragic, but every now and then I get somebody whose person is graduating from high school, or somebody who's graduating from college. And so people have gone and stole their t-shirts basically and having them made into t-shirt quilts. So I love stories like that as well. Not all of them are tragic. Most of them are, but I don't mind doing memory quilts. I love them. Cynthia says she just finished a t-shirt quilt. Will not do again. I love it. Well, and then the flip side too is also that I'm also quilting on my long arm, and I think that makes a big difference. If I was quilting on a standard computer, I think it would make a big difference because they get heavy. So I can understand that. Hey, Jomel of Quilts by Carmel. What did I miss? Everything, girl. I should have been gone a long time ago. That is too funny. So she will never do it again. And it, to me, it's one of the easiest things. I never, like, unless they want a custom quilt and willing to pay me like $1,000 for a custom quilt, because once somebody starts wanting a custom quilt, you need to charge them for that price, because they're going to become a monster. As soon as you start making it, they're going to want to tell you what colors you're going to use. They're going to say, I don't like that fabric. Can you do this? Can you add this in? Can you do that? They become monsters. So I give them a monster price right up close. And if I feel like they're making changes after we've already agreed on everything, then I will raise that price as they keep making changes. I go, okay, that's going to cost you blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's going to cost you an additional blah, blah, blah. So it's, I'm pretty straightforward when I'm dealing with people, and, you know, and they start making changes. I like when somebody says, here's my t-shirts, make me a quilt, and I do exactly what I want. They don't sew, so they don't know the difference. I do very simple. When they don't want to pay for custom, I do very simple things like this. Most times I will even just make this one solid piece, but make them all different colors if I want to. If it's like a sports team, like we have the St. Louis Cardinals here, I just pull red, white, royal blue, and then like we have like some sky blue from the old Cardinals uniforms. I'll pull those 3 colors, and then I'll just make scraps. I'll cut scraps from those 3 colors, and however I decide I'm going to piece it is how I piece it, and that's what they get. You don't make choices on standard routine t-shirt quilts where you're not paying for custom. So laughing at Joe Cormel talking about, I'll watch the replay. Diane says good night to everybody. Enjoyed viewing the fabric. So thank you. So that's all I have. I didn't see any questions. I just wanted to answer a question that I got in the Facebook group about t-shirt stabilizers, and that there is a video where I show you on like a 4 or 5 inch swatch what happens when you use particular stabilizers, and why you probably don't like doing them because you've been using the wrong type of stabilizer. I find the knit stabilizer is the lightest stabilizer, but you do have to turn it. But it works efficiently when you do that. It's the cheapest price. It's the most lightweight. This is good because the SF 101, it's good. It's really the best stabilizer to put on here, but it does get heavy. And it's just like having a piece of muslin underneath the shirt. So it does get a little bit heavier than the very light interfacing. Nancy says, and working on a t-shirt quilt now for a niece. She thinks I'm just sewing the t-shirts together, but I'm not. It's going to be very custom. Yeah. And I don't mind making custom, like BK. Is it BK? I think that's the name of the company. It has a lot of patterns that are, you can insert the t-shirt in the big center block instead of fussy cutting the fabric. But people don't want to pay for that. So I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to just sit down and cut strips, and I'm going to put strips in between your shirts. Or I will frame them and put them together framed. So I'll do one or the other. But I do not do custom work when they don't want to pay custom price. But if it's for a gift or something like that, yeah, then I can have fun. Nikki says, I pick my pattern, but from there, I tell my long arm lady to surprise me. I do let people choose long arm quilting designs if they care. Most of my customers don't even want to be bothered. They's like, I see your stuff, it looks good, you just do whatever. And then they just want to keep it within the 2 cents per square inch for my panto price. A lot of people don't want to go over that. So that's the other thing. Mary saying, show us the finished quilt, please. I hope so. Hey T, have you ever made, I can't see because of the heart. I made a jean quilt. Yes, I have. I made it rag style though. And normally in rag quilts, you have rows like kind of back here where everything is matched up. I found on that denim, it was too thick. What I did was I offset. So where this half, the middle of my block is, when I got to the block underneath, I scooted everything over a half block. So on my ends, I actually had, like, instead of a square, I had a rectangle on my end up here. And I did that so that I would offset my row seams, and it worked magically. I made it for a picnic quilt. I put a flannel on the bottom, and I even put warm and natural batting on the inside. I know, silly me, but I did it all on the regular sewing machine, probably my baby lock at the time. And I enjoyed it. I love it. I do have it in my lectures. That's why I haven't really used it. I enjoyed the process. It's very heavy, and I have never slept under it. And I made it so that if I did, it would be a heavy quilt if I was out camping or something. But when is this girl going camping? Especially outside? Probably never. But I have a quilt, okay? Why do you not do double-sided going to, but here you may not, because it gets very heavy with because of the stabilizer, and then you got all of the seams are bulkier as well. It may not feel like a lot, but they are bulkier, and then if they do hit in the same spot accidentally on the back, I just don't do it. I might do one t-shirt to make a label out of, if that's the case. If they've got, like, they say I was doing this quilt and I was able to use 12 blocks and they had 13, then I might do it and make it as a label where I'd center it or something and try to make sure it wasn't going to run into the seams of the stuff that was on the front. Just because if they haphazardly have the seams hitting in the same spot, it's very bulky to quilt over it. And even though I quilt on a long arm, I love my long arm. I paid a lot of money for my long arm, and I don't want to knock my timing out. Because when all of that type of stuff happens, then I've got to, I got to stop work. My production just comes to a screeching halt at that point. So that's why I don't do it. I'll do it only if they've got one extra something that needs to be put in. Otherwise, I don't do it. I use fleece on the back. I'm assuming you're not using any batting if you're using fleece on the back. And I never birthed a t-shirt quilt. A lot of the internet companies that will charge you, say, $100 to make a t-shirt quilt. And then the people are standing there so proud, holding up their t-shirt quilt. And if you look at the bottom, it's one big saggy bag on the bottom. I don't believe in that. So, I make very quality quilting, makes a big difference. They just do a birthing technique, put fleece or something on the back. The fleece is heavier than your t-shirts, and so now it's pulling everything and sagging at the bottom. I believe in a quilted t-shirt quilt just like you quilt your regular quilts. You can quilt them custom if you like, but you can also just do overall pantos, which is what I do very successfully. Haven't had any problems going through any of the decals whatsoever. I even have quilted over a sweatshirt that had a decal on it. So yeah, it'll work. I just that's one of the reasons why I do very thin, regular cotton, not thin backings, but 100% cotton backings. And even though I'm using batiks on the front here, this will not be a batik back quilt, because I don't even like quilting through 2 layers of batiks. I can hear my needle popping as it's going, quilting 2 layers of batik. And it sounds like the machine want to break or something, and I don't like it. So I try not to quilt 2 layers of batiks as well. So I definitely wouldn't be quilting 2 layers of sticky stuff on the back of t-shirt quilts. I just wouldn't do it. And that's just me. And my answers are just my answer. It's just what I've had experience with, and also what I don't like to do with something that I spent a lot of money for. Like this machine, I wouldn't be making a denim quilt on here. It costs me too much money. I got other machines that are cheaper cost point that I can replace. You think I'm going to try to replace a 770 at today's current prices? I bought her used from a friend because who bought her and couldn't use her because she had some residual effects of having brain cancer, and so she wasn't able to figure out. Bernina is not a user-friendly machine when it comes time to machine embroidery, and she could never figure it out. So anything that costs a lot of money, if I don't want to replace at that cost point, I'm going to treat it very nice. I'm not going to put somebody's stuff on my machine to risk damaging my machine, and all they're paying for is, all they care about is my t-shirt quilt ready. They're not going to pay for the breakage of my machine. So that's why I don't do it. So I think that's it for questions. We're going to go ahead and get off of here, guys. I will see you all Saturday at noon, because we're going to be sewing with Kevin the Quilter on the Wensleydale quilt. And I can't even remember where my pieces are. I don't even think I sold the pieces that I was supposed to sew last time. I have no idea. So it will be a surprise on what both of us are doing. Okay? See you all. You all stay blessed, be safe, and quilt out.